Should I buy energy stocks? Should I buy oil and gas? Should it be green energy? The surprising answer to all these is yes. Hang on. This is not financial nor professional advice. This video is for entertainment only. Hey everybody, today I'm going to describe the situation with energy in the world so we have kind of a macro basis for what we're to base our thinking on. And then I'm going to show you what my thinking is with alternative energies, which ones I lean towards. Energy is a big problem, of course, especially with the Russia-Ukraine war. And Russia is such a major supplier of oil in the world, and they're being embargoed by Europe and being cut out of the financial system in many ways until they get out of Ukraine is going to have repercussions for a long time. And so we can only hope that this somehow, some way ends peacefully with Ukraine still intact and they're able to work something out. But increasingly, we're relying more and more on electricity. And I think that's going to be the coming thing. I think that's mainly because of electric cars have proven to be successful, but it's going to take some time to transition to that. And so oil and gas is going to be here for a while. And both of them are going to be around for a while. You know, Warren Buffett, of course, who is very, very wise beyond belief, said that oil and gas and green energy, they overestimate how the other one is not going to exist in the future, you know, and it's so true. I mean, we're at least going to go through a major transition where we will increasingly try to rely more on non-pollutables or carbonless energy. And we have some opportunity to do that. You know, in 2021, 21% of the electricity that was produced by alternative energy. That's nuclear, hydro, solar, and wind. So it was 21% in 2021. It's estimated to be 22% in 2022. And it's probably going to be about around 23% in 2023. And so, and the increase is mainly driven by solar and wind. Nuclear and hydro, they're very stable parts. So 9% of the United States energy is produced by nuclear energy, and 5% is produced by water, dams, essentially, and this stays pretty stable, and so what is coming online is coming from wind and solar, and I'm particularly interested in solar. Solar has the better financial statistics behind it right now, best price to earnings, so on and so forth. And I have an excellent choice in this area, along with an excellent ETF. And actually, I have two. I have a very good choice too that's been hot in the past, but we'll probably have to wait for the market to get hot for that one to come back. I live in Arizona, and I've gotten solar panels, and it's been a big benefit to my life. And so I want to tell you a little bit about my experience. I've got 16 solar panels, and I started out with 12, but then I added another 4 because I got an electric car. But it really saves me a lot of money. And especially in Arizona, you get it when you need it, which is during the hot summers. Okay. And that's, of course, when you're producing the most energy. For me, it's been more beneficial to have more panels than it has been to have more batteries. So if I was given the choice between adding more panels or adding more batteries, I would add more panels because you do get paid something for the energy you produce in excess of what you need to. So that's a good thing. I see it, it's an economic thing, but it's also an ecological thing with me. But also, and this isn't talked about enough, it's virtually so important to prevent wars. And even the war in Ukraine is partially produced by Russia wanting the industrial and oil fields of Ukraine. And also, all the pipelines from Russia, the oil and gas pipelines, run through Ukraine, and Ukraine gets money for letting the gas and oil pass through them in these pipelines. And I think that's why Russia, they want it all for themselves, and so. I'm tired of the United States sending men off to war into the Middle East because of oil. Not that that's the whole reason, but it's a big part of the reason. And in Ukraine, it's not the whole reason, but it's a big part of the reason that Russia, at least, is attacking them. What is amazing is that the total worldwide energy usage is going to increase by 50% by 2050. Okay, that also happens to be the same year that many countries are saying they want to be carbonless. Okay, so how that's going to be possible is hard to see, but hey, who knew technology was going to take us where it took us 30 years ago? Well, we had a glimmering of an idea, but I think it's gone much further than anyone imagined. My favorite solar stock right now is Canadian Solar. Its symbol is CSIQ. And you can see from the chart that it has a nice upward movement. Its low in early May was around 22. We're in the first part of June, and it's now hanging around 35 or so. And it has a forward PE of 11, which is outstanding. And its earnings growth rate is 24%. Now, in the 1980s, I used to invest in the United States company First Solar, but of course I was way too early, and that didn't work out. And First Solar, if you look at their statistics right now, they are not doing nearly as well. They do not have the statistics that CSIQ has. And why is that? And I think this is where the strength of the United States dollar comes into play. Around 2011, let's say, the Canadian dollar and the United States dollar were about equal. Maybe it would vary a couple cents one way or the other. But right now, the United States dollar is equal to 1.25 Canadian dollars. So this is what it does when you have a strong dollar. You can get things from other countries cheaper, and it's so hard for me to think of Canada as a foreign country, because I don't know, it just seems like we're so close in many ways. But it has that effect, and pretty much they have a 25% advantage over any United States solar company. And so that I think that has a lot to do with it. And why, I'm asking, why would a Canadian solar company do better than a solar company that's in a sunnier place? And it's because of that dollar difference, where we can get 25% more buying it with the United States dollar. Uh, and also, which I don't think Canada's going to buy that much solar, but if they bought any solar supplies from us, it would cost them more. But it's cheaper for us to buy from them than to buy from any United States country, because we get more bang for our buck because of the strong dollar, which converts to 1.25 Canadian dollars. So it's like having a 25% advantage built in. Enphase has always been a little bit ahead of itself, but like I say, it is an excellent company, and that's the most important thing in the long run. Its earnings growth rate is a wonderful 30% earnings growth rate. Its price to earnings is high, it's 65. So I would rather buy this on a pullback, but it's showing signs of its old life, and it's trying to come back to and go to where it's been before. It's not going where it's never been before. It's going to where it has been before. Enphase Energy, its symbol is ENPH, and as we can see from the chart, like with Canadian solar, it's got a very good takeoff point. It's going upwards, which in this market is no easy feat. And I think it's going to get easier. But I think people are using solar energy in the southern half of the United States when they can, when they're able to use solar energy. It costs about a third what gas costs nowadays, and so it ends up saving you a lot of money. And so it's come to the point where it is economic. And as these panels get more efficient, and they will get more efficient, and they're actually pretty efficient right now. They've improved somewhat. So I think that's going to continue. And I think especially if these gas prices keep going out of this world like they have been, it's going to make good money. And so Enphase Energy, I think, it's got a 65 price to earnings. And so you want to buy this when the market is really flying again, okay? I don't think I want to do it before then. It's possible it may keep going anyway, just because of the economics of the situation, and people are needing to get cheaper energy. If they live in the southern part of the United States and they have more access to the sun, so that may drive it anyway. But I would prefer to wait until the market comes down somewhat. One of two things: either it comes down significantly, and I buy it on a pullback, or everything starts booming forwards. And I don't really expect that to happen. I still think we're just kind of bar coding. We're just kind of going up and down and not really making too much progress. And it's going to be that way, I think, until the interest rates get settled down or stable at the least, and preferably start to go down. So there's another choice, and that's an ETF. The symbol for the ETF is TAN. Okay, it's like getting a tan in the sun, a TAN. And this has all of these companies that I've just discussed. It has Canadian Solar, Enphase Energy, and it even has First Solar plus others. Okay, so it's a good diversified way, and I love the area so much. But again, I'm not doing it right now. I bought a small amount just to keep it on my radar, so I would notice when the conditions look right. Conditions look right for Canadian Solar and Enphase Energy and TAN, the ETF. I think we want to wait for the market to show more of a confirmed, definite uptrend instead of a back and forth action where it's really getting nowhere, which I could sort of expect to continue happening until the interest rates come down. So that's my story. That's the way I roll. I love solar, as you can tell. It's in my life in many more ways than just the stock market. I got it on my house, as a matter of fact, and it powers my car. And so I'm very happy with it. Be sure to like and subscribe. Good luck investing, and good luck to us all.